If there is any single element that Paul fails to prove, he loses. And so basically, Logan Paul has to prove that Coffeezilla made a false statement of fact about him. Is totally cooked because he can't prove that Coffeezilla's statements about him were false.
Logan Paul's defamation case against Coffeezilla has just taken a brutal turn, and this time, the internet's favorite investigator seems to be winning. What started as Logan trying to silence criticism could now destroy his reputation, cost him millions, and even put his WWE career on the line. Let's break down exactly what happened, why the court just paused the case for mediation, and how this scandal could mark the beginning of the end for Logan Paul. When it comes to defamation lawsuits, the rules are clear. If even a single element of the claim can't be proven, the case collapses. For Logan Paul, that means he must show that Coffeezilla made a false statement of fact, published it with malicious intent, and that it caused real damage to Logan's reputation. But here's the problem: everything Coffeezilla reported was backed up by receipts. From leaked conversations to unpaid developers, the evidence painted Logan as the face of the failed CryptoZoo project. And that's exactly why legal experts are calling his case cooked. In fact, the judge recently froze all legal proceedings, ordering both sides into mediation. That gives Logan and Coffeezilla until November 10, 2025 to reach a settlement. By October 10, both parties must also submit a joint report explaining their progress, and how this ties into another lawsuit, Don Holland vs. CryptoZoo, Incorporated. Until then, no new hearings, no witnesses, and no courtroom fireworks. Everything is on hold. To understand why this is such a nightmare for Logan, let's rewind to where it all began, CryptoZoo. Logan Paul promised fans a groundbreaking NFT game where users could buy animal eggs, hatch them into rare hybrids, and earn money through a custom token system. On paper, it sounded like the perfect blend of gaming and crypto. In reality, it was smoke and mirrors. The game never launched, developers weren't paid, and thousands of everyday fans, many of them with limited savings, lost serious money. We are not talking about Wall Street investors or billionaires here. These were regular people who scraped together what little they had, hoping to be part of something big. Instead, they got burned. That's when Coffeezilla stepped in. Known as YouTube's internet detective, he released a series of investigative videos exposing CryptoZoo as a scam, linking Logan directly to the mess. Victims shared heartbreaking stories of losing $40,000, even $50,000. And the worst part? Logan never offered real accountability. This scandal isn't just about lawsuits. If Logan loses, his career as a WWE superstar could also be in jeopardy. The company has a strict reputation policy and doesn't like associating with scandals, especially financial fraud. History shows how unforgiving WWE can be. Brock Lesnar was sidelined for years due to legal trouble. Even Vince McMahon himself was forced to step down after serious allegations. If legends like that can be removed, Logan Paul, already viewed as one of the most controversial influencers, is absolutely at risk. Instead of making amends, Logan went on the offensive. He accused Coffeezilla of lying, threatened legal action, and ultimately filed the very lawsuit now falling apart. But his attacks backfired. Coffeezilla stayed calm, presented solid evidence, and only strengthened his case. Logan, on the other hand, came across as desperate, a millionaire influencer trying to bully the truth out of existence. And then came one of the lowest points of his career. When BBC News traveled to interview Logan for answers, he didn't face the questions. Instead, he sent in a lookalike to prank the reporters. Imagine that. A world-renowned news outlet traveled across the globe, only to be mocked by a celebrity too afraid to tell the truth. For fans, that was the final straw. If Logan could disrespect serious journalism like that, how could he ever respect his own audience? So here we are. Logan Paul is stuck in mediation with Coffeezilla, with the odds stacked heavily against him. Legal analysts point out that unless Logan can somehow prove Coffeezilla's reporting was false, which seems nearly impossible given the mountain of evidence, his defamation claim will collapse. And here's the kicker. If the court defines the word scam in a way that aligns with actual fraud, Logan's lawsuit is dead in the water. Because if Coffeezilla's description of CryptoZoo meets that definition, then Logan simply cannot prove defamation. End of story. Right now, Logan Paul faces the biggest crossroads of his career. If mediation fails, he could lose millions, his WWE contract, and whatever remains of his reputation. His years of building an empire as an entertainer, athlete, and influencer could come crashing down in an instant. So the only question left is this: how long can Logan Paul keep running before his past finally catches up with him? What do you think? Is this the moment Logan Paul's career finally unravels, or will he use his money and influence to escape once again? Let us know in the comments below. And if you want to stay updated on this case and other major celebrity scandals, make sure to subscribe, because this story is far from over.